Here we go. All right, last one for the day. Blitzcrank and Victor.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen.
Hey,
My name
finally,
is Tyler,
good
and
volume.
welcome back to another episode of Lore of League of Legends.
Some volume.
In this
Let's
episode,
go.
we'll be heading over to Zorn to cover two of its residents. I am, of course, talking about Blitzcrank, the Great Steam Golem, and Victor, the Machine Herald.
The one who created him.
In the city of Zorn, things beyond human imagination can be found lying on the streets. Sometimes it's a failed experiment, sometimes it's an effective magical connotation. You never know what you can expect. Many could say that Zorn is truly a city of opportunity. Both magic and technology is praised and used to its full. Research and experiments are not restricted by law. Many of those experiments have caused severe damage to the city-state, and it's often caused a great danger for its citizens. There are rare instances, however, when the research proves to be useful and surprisingly harmless. One of such successful trials would be the work of students from Zorn's College of Techmaturgy. In an environment supporting every way of development and advancement,
So this is before they actually made the distinction between zone, whatever, and Piltover, right? Because Piltover is like where the tech is, and Zone is like they use leftover tech to make whatever with like poisons and plague shit and whatever. I know, like, from Arcane, Victor, that was Victor in Arcane, right? So the one who was like with Jace the whole time. Victor used to be like a teacher, but then like he supported Jace, and then, you know, he started doing weird shit with the technology. And I think he built the arm there, right? He built the arm in Arcane. Think so.
Engineers have made a breakthrough in the field of artificial
So I'm not
intelligence
crazy.
and steam automation.
Yes, I remembered one character from Arcane properly. Ish.
They created a golem, a construct
The arm
built
was
of
originally a mining tool, I think. Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
metal, yet able to act on his own and obey simple
Or
commands.
exactly that.
At first, the only purpose of Blitzcrank's existence was to help with waste reclamation that was often too harmful for humans.
Fair enough.
Blitzcrank would probably spend eternity working with toxic waste, if not for a simple observation from one of the students. The golem has been showing behavior that was not programmed for him. He started learning by observing people around him, and he's been adapting their actions. The rumors have quickly spread around Zorn about the sentient golem. Construct had soon become a celebrity of sorts, famous and popular amongst everyone even slightly interested in science. People were fascinated by Blitzcrank, and they wanted to hear more and more about him. That was an opportunity that no one could pass. One of the college's professors has announced himself as the leader of the team which created Blitzcrank, and as such, he became almost as popular as the golem itself. Of course, he had little to do with the creation of the construct, but he wanted the fame, not the truth. The golem's true constructors have been fighting over rights to decide about the future of Blitzcrank, and neither of them really cared about him. He was just another thing they had, and his purpose was to be useful to his masters. To everyone's surprise, Blitzcrank got tired of this conflict, and he's petitioned for self-autonomy. Backed by most civilians, the Council of Zorn has decided to give Blitzcrank all rights he wanted and announced him to be fully independent, sentient being. This has satisfied the golem. He's left Zorn to avoid any controversy that is created, and instead he wanted to find a place where he would fit. After long travels, he's finally found a place that would accept him just the way he was. Stepping into the halls of the Institute of War, Blitzcrank has asked the summoners to accept him into the League and let him stay in the Institute. Curious about the
So
construct,
random.
the summoners have agreed to it.
It's like legit, no standards, man. It's like, oh, it's unique. Fuck it, take him. It's like a fucking mining robot that gains sentient. Yeah, he seems like a good tool for war. Christ.
And now the golem finally has a place where he doesn't feel weird, surrounded by the weirdest bunch of people he's ever seen.
I swear, like, they made some characters, they gave them like cool fucking story, and then they're like, well, we're running out of ideas, but we need more fucking champions. I just throw some shit together that would kind of stick, and just, yeah, let's call it a day. I can see why they removed the whole summoner storyline. Like, it just gets, the more champions you go through, the weaker this gets. It's like you started off with like some fucking insane champions, and then you have this guy. It's like fucking robot that was a mining guy and gained sentient.
He's now feeling rather safe. In fact, safer than ever. Now, Victor has found his greatest passion in life early on. Science, construction, invention. Everything that had to do with machines was in Victor's interest. His main focus, however, was mechanical automation. He's always been interested in the idea of a machine being able to work on its own without anyone's help.
I guess that is different from how they portray him in Arcane. Because wasn't he... Like, his body was like degenerating, right? He was like handicapped, he was like in a wheelchair or something like that. And he wanted to be able to function like everyone else, or better. And that's why he got so obsessed with the technology. Like, he wanted to be Iron Man after being handicapped, kind of thing.
In his young years, he's attended Zorn's College of Techmetallurgy, and he's volunteered to lead the team that was constructing a great steam golem. He saw a potential in the project that could be a great breakthrough. Victor was never too greedy, but he was always wanted to be recognized and respected. He saw that as an opportunity to vault him to the top of his profession. His work was successful, and everything has worked out even better than Victor could even expect. Blitzcrank was fully functional and perfectly dutiful. He was on top of the world, proud of himself and his colleagues, when one of his professors stole all the credit.
Oh, okay, so he helped create Blitzcrank, and then when Blitzcrank gained sentient, the random professor stole the credit from Victor, claiming that he made Blitzcrank even though it wasn't true. So that's the correct. I knew like Victor created Blitz, and it's like I was surprised that like he wasn't mentioning Victor during Blitz, but I kind of get why he didn't until this point. I feel like he should have started with Victor and then with Blitzcrank, to be honest. I don't know.
Victor had tried to fight it. He and his fellow constructors were openly protesting, but yet their cries for justice had fallen on deaf ears.
No justice in
and
Zone.
No one has even tried to solve that situation. It didn't get any better, but when Blitzcrank left being announced as an independent being, that drove Victor to the edge of obsession.
This is all happening before... Like, I know that this is not like actual lore, like canon, but in League of Legends at this time, they didn't really go into hex tech technology yet, right? Because once they really went hard into like hex tech, like they started like naming a lot of items hex tech and all that stuff. Because up to now, I think you only had the hex tech revolver and the hex tech the gun, whatever it was called, hex tech blade. So I don't know what it's called, mage blade, maybe, I don't know. But it's like other than that, there was no like. It was just like only those two items. There's no like anything that has to do with hex tech. But then they went hard into hex tech, and then they put Piltover as like the ones who develop hex tech, and then Zone, whatever, is not the ones who like do technology. They do plagues and shit. I think that's kind of the route they went based on Arcane, I guess. Because like Zone didn't really have tech. They had like scrap tech and plagues, right? Poisons and concoctions and weird shit like that. Because like Victor is supposed to be in Piltover. There was no institute in Zaun, as far as I know, for like technology. It was just like people creating shit from scraps, like being original with their creations or something like that.
He's disappeared from public life, cutting all relations with his friends and family, or anyone else for that matter. He's even barricading himself in a private laboratory, making sure that no other human could enter it, or even take a look inside. There he started a new project, a project that could not be stolen by anyone else.
Oh.
Striving to improve his
he made
field
himself
of expertise,
a robot.
Victor has started experiments with not only creating hex-tech beings, he wanted to make human and machine into one, by augmenting their bodies with technological upgrades.
Yeah.
Long years he spent locked away, working on his goal, before he finally re-emerged. And when Victor first showed his face, a little of a human remained. He did not only manage to augment his body's every aspect with X-Tech upgrades, it not only changed his look, but Victor's personality has been affected as well.
Okay, so his base character in Arcane is still pretty much the same. It's just the route that got him there is different. So they didn't really change the character too much overall. right? They just changed how he got there, kinda.
He was human no more, and as such he did not any more space for emotional weakness,
Change
or
the
even
background
any
story.
emotions in general. And when he first emerged, many were skeptical about the idea of planting hex tech and technological augmentations into one's body. Everyone had to admit that his inventions were highly advanced,
Yeah.
and there were not many scientists who could make such master-crafted mechanisms. Victor's main goal is to find the professor who's stolen all the credit. The Machine Herald will have his revenge sooner or later. But until he can reach the professor, Victor has joined the League of Legends as a final proving ground. And that's all we've got time for in this episode.
At least he kind of makes sense why he joined the Institute of War, to prove that mixing machine with human is like a strong change, and like you're gonna be stronger for it. I still don't know why the Institute of War just accepts anybody who applies. But whatever, fuck it. At this point, like, yeah, Institute of War has like no criteria for joining. It's like, he can fight, fuck it. Maybe someone will want him. Alright, that's it for today's quota of League of Legends old lore that most of is irrelevant or has been changed. I believe Lucian lore hasn't changed at all. It's like he got yeah, it's like Institute of War is like the talent show. It's the freak show, the circus, man. When the participants tells a sad story, they get the golden buzzer. Yo, 100%, man. Yeah, that's it. Okay, we're gonna end with this one. We'll do more of these tomorrow.